Let's talk about the new Spider-Man game coming out in 2018 from Insomniac Studios for the PS4. Alright, right out of the gate, it's really hard to miss this if you've played video games for the last couple of years. Spider-Man looks very inspired by the Batman Arkham games, and you know what? That's not a bad thing. Even if you take it down to the basics with the free flow combat that's in Batman, it really does fit Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man's a very agile hero. He's very quick. He's nimble. So it would make sense for him to be able to dash around the battlefield like that, hitting enemies really quickly, taking them out. I mean, if you really want to make the argument, the free flow combat system really fits Spider-Man more than Batman. Batman's more of like a brute fighter, you know, not like, oh, I will hit you with my fist and then dance all the way over to the other side of the map and hit you with a kick. Spider-Man would be like, oh, I'll hit you with my web here, I'll punch you here, I'll zip around over here. I just feel like it kind of fits that style. So yeah, it is inspired by the Batman Arkham games, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I do think that is a nice fit for the Spider-Man combat. They show off a stealth section from the beginning of this demo, and even this portion does look like Arkham. What I like is that Spider-Man seems to have some gadgets under his belt, and that also fits in line with Peter Parker. Peter Parker came up with the web shooters for Spider-Man. He'd probably come up with some Spidey gadgets. And in this one, they have this little spider mine that you can throw onto a wall, and when a guy walks past it, the webbing will just shoot out, grab him, and hit him towards the wall and knock him out. It was really satisfying. I can't wait to use that in the game. And I hope there's more stuff like that. Maybe we'll get a little Spidey dust bomb like Ninja Bomb. Nah, it's too much like Batman, let's not do that. Then the footage got into the combat. Like I talked about before, it is a very similar free flow combat system like Batman. Great thing. Then after that, we started getting into a chase sequence and we started seeing some more QuickTime events. And what I liked about this stuff is there was really good Spider-Man swinging involved. And I hope it feels really good because Spider-Man is going to be an open world game. And like I've said before, with open world games, one of the biggest and most important parts of an open world game is how you are going to traverse your environment. It needs to be very good. You're going to be traveling around a lot, so that part needs to be fun. You know, if you're driving a car in a regular open world game, it what at least helps break up the mundane activity of doing that is some really good radio music. For Spider-Man, what's neat is swinging. Swinging is just a lot of fun, and I've been craving for a new Spider-Man experience for a long time now. And when I played Uncharted 4 last year, I kind of got a little bit of a taste of it. I mean, you don't get 100% like Spider-Man, but there's a couple instances where you can feel like you're Spider-Man. There's one multiplayer map in that game where you can feel like Spider-Man. You get a couple of swings right in a row. Sorry, tangents. But Spider-Man, it looks like the swinging is going to be really fun, and I like how they mix up with some of these awesome set pieces that they were showing off here. And I hope a lot of missions have this kind of high production value. I mean, you're chasing down this helicopter and lots of stuff's getting destroyed all around you. And they mix up a bunch of the explosions, and they mix up the swinging with the QuickTime events, and I do like that. It adds a little cinematic flair to it. And I did notice that you can run on the side of buildings, which I always enjoyed in Spider-Man games, or you can shoot right up a building. That's extremely satisfying. It's just being like, nope, screw it, I'm running up this building. It's awesome. See, when I watch that, we really need a Flash game. Wouldn't it be awesome to just kind of zip around at super speed like that? Based on how the demo was shown, I do feel like Insomniac has definitely captured the agility of Spider-Man to his character. I'm not 100% sold on the voice actor for him. I don't think he's the best for Spider-Man, but it's a very small clip, so I can't really pass judgment on him yet. I need to spend more time with that voice actor and in different scenes. Though, as a personal preference, I'd really, this would be my dream Spider-Man game. Have an open world Spider-Man game, but have it voiced by the guy that did it from the 90s series. That is such a nostalgia trip. I actually think he's one of the best voice actors for Spider-Man. He really got down the humor. Great voice actor. He was actually in 2 of the old Spider-Man games. He was a Spider-Man in Spider-Man Edge of Time. And he was a Spider-Man in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. 2 underrated Spider-Man titles if you haven't checked those out. Those are very good action games. I do really like that at the end of the sequence in the trailer when Spider-Man webs up the helicopter between 2 buildings. It was almost like this cool little call out to the unreleased trailer from the first Tobey Maguire movie where he web-slinged a helicopter between the Twin Towers. I thought it was really cool in the game that they kind of have cutscenes like that. That's going to be really awesome. And that's something I really noticed with the cutscenes is they almost look like from a movie perspective. You would get some like audience perspective, not audience, but random civilians on the street. You kind of see their perspective, and these are shots that you would typically see in a movie, and I do like this. I found it immersive. And you gotta love it being a Marvel game, that even in their Marvel games, they can't resist putting in an Easter egg at the end of their, you know, the demo has an after credits sequence. It's small, but you know, they hint at Miles Morales, another Spider-Man. I just thought that was hilarious that something like that's in there. I mean, everything they do, they have a little extra credit, you know, a little Easter egg in there. Not extra credit, that's silly. But I like that stuff. I like the little winks like that. It'd be really cool if they can get Stan Lee into the video game. They've done it before, so come on, do it again. Now, I really hope that it being an open world game, that yes, the narrative is very good, and I feel like Insomniac is a good studio to do Spider-Man with, because a lot of their Ratchet & Clank games, they're very lighthearted, they're very fun and sarcastic and funny, and I feel like that fits Spider-Man. Though, as a personal preference, I feel like Sucker Punch, the guys that made the Infamous games, they'd make an amazing Spider-Man game. Don't ask me why, I just feel like they did a great job with the Infamous series and Sly Cooper, that them tackling Spider-Man would be a really cool project for them. So I hope the open world in Spider-Man has a lot to do, a lot of different side activities, some good progression, and the most important feature, well, not most important, but one of the most important, have lots of costumes for us to unlock. Do Spider-Man 2099. Obviously, the symbiote suit Spider-Man. And try all these different ones. Try even weird ones that we don't, like, you know, that's not usually seen in Spider-Man games. Give us a nice variety. I like that kind of stuff. Keeps us wanting to play. And I'm really looking forward to this game, though I do think it's a bit silly that the game's coming out in 2018 with a Spider-Man movie coming out this year. It just kind of makes sense that you would cross-market the two together, but whatever. We have something really nice to look forward to. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.